yes, I have no big secrets for tonight, except that, as far as I can tell, I think the biggest secret to success is just to own it. Just own it. That's it. We went to a UCB show on Sunday, and like that's all they did was just own it. I mean, yes, are they particularly clever gentlemen? Yes. Did they have like interesting information and moments and all of that? Yeah. Are they really good and experienced at what they do? Of course. But really the most fabulous part about it was that they just owned every moment that happened. You know, there was even sort of one set or half of their set where like kind of like they kind of tanked it. Like they had some really good information at hand, and like what came of it was like not that great. But the show itself was amazing because they just owned it. And I don't even mean own it like, ooh, I'm so great, or you know, being arrogant or cocky, but owning the entirety of their humanness. So owning those moments of mistakes, right? Because those are the most miraculous things. This is the first thing that we hopefully learn as actors, especially, you know, working the way that we work here, is that when we allow ourselves to just be in the resonance of even the biggest, fattest mistake we could ever make, that's actually when the magic happens. That's when we allow those aspects of ourselves that are too vulnerable to show willingly out. Unwillingly, most of the time, right? That's when we show those secret parts of ourselves. It's like candid camera. That's why candid camera was such a big deal. You know, and now like the modern version, which is YouTube, right? All of the stuff. I mean, we love that stuff because when we are surprised as human beings is when we get to see our humanness. We don't have the mind to, you know, to put on whatever masks or whatever guards we think we need in order to exist. And so this idea of owning it is not just about, oh, thinking I'm so great and going out in the world like I'm so great. I mean, yes, do that, because yes, you are. But it also means just owning every aspect of your humanness and being boldly out in the world in that stuff. Because those moments when you falter, or those moments when you fall, or those moments when everything is a complete mess, are the moments when we get to see who you are. And as an actor, that's the best thing that you can do, right? Every casting director I've ever talked to says, yeah, just come in a room and make a strong choice and let me see who you are. And when you're getting it all right, guess what? We're not going to see who you are. We're just going to see a person getting it all right. It's like that crazy exercise we did the other day where we had to, you know, go through that little obstacle course, but then we did the same obstacle course with our eyes closed. And everybody agreed. There was no question which was more interesting, watching people do it with their eyes open or watching people do it with their eyes closed. Because when we got to see everybody with their eyes closed, we got to see them bump into stuff, right? And be fragile and vulnerable and not know. And all of us were invested in that suspense. You know? And then we, of course, have our fun little saying that we have here, fake it till you make it, which is basically the same thing, right? But the thing that I love about faking it till you make it with actors is that, like, faking it is the ultimate sin, right? Oh, I know she didn't fake it. Nobody has ever won an Academy Award faking it, right? Never, I'm sure. You know, it's like the ultimate sin, but that's also why it's so vulnerable. If you're willing to be vulnerable enough to say, I don't have it right now. It's not there. It's not there for me, so I'm gonna have to fake it. You know, that's a kind of vulnerability. That's a kind of just allowing yourself to be visible in your flawed and imperfect humanity, which is all that stories are about, is our flawed and imperfect humanity. And that's what's most interesting. You know, fake it till you make it. But I love that. And then, of course, it's just about commitment. And we know how far commitment takes us. So that's it. There's really nothing else to say about that. It's so simple. Just own it. Own who you are. Own what you feel. Own what you do. You know? Just step out into the world boldly. And don't worry about the rest. As a matter of fact, the stuff that's going to feel the most uncomfortable is probably the stuff that's going to bring the most magic forward in your lives. Period. So that's it. And it will come in handy because we're doing improv as a warm-up. Yay!
Oh, nice.
So you get to own send it to